angry, and I think they're rightfully so, because we had another rug pull in crypto. This time it was a $4.5 billion coin launched for or on behalf of Argentina, the calls coin Libra. And the result of this coin is that we went up to 4.5 billion. The coin collapsed, wiped out and obliterated a whole lot of crypto retail investors. And now people are angry, and I don't blame them. They're angry at Libra, they're angry at the cycle, they are angry at Sol, because if you look at the Sol ETH chart, that's what the Sol ETH chart looks like. People are now calling for the death of Sol. People are now also angry at the cycle. People are like talking about the cycle, and they're going, look, this is like the worst cycle ever, and people are just angry in general about crypto. And I think that these guys are angry, and they're checking out at the worst possible time, because I actually think that this cycle is going to turn, and it's going to turn very, very soon. I'm going to show you why it's going to turn.
Okay, I just picked up a random crypto dude. There's all these kind of crypto bros out here. This is crypto banter. I am not a crypto expert. I'm just covering the news here about Javier Milei. And I just found this interesting that he got involved with a rug pull. Not him, another rug pull, but we saw Hawk, the Hawk Tua girl, get involved with the rug pull. And then we've seen a lot. I mean, they had Amber Rose has been involved in 2 rug pulls, and she spoke at the RNC. So we're seeing a lot of this, and I basically liken it to, I would say it's the same thing as a Ponzi scheme. It's just a short-term Ponzi scheme, because when the rug gets pulled, it's over. Ponzi schemes, you can try to keep them going. Like, I always wondered if full tilt poker, when I used to play poker online, was probably a Ponzi scheme. I don't know that. That's allegedly. I don't know that for sure. We didn't see their books. But the Ponzi scheme is basically, say I have a fund of $1 million, and I get people to invest in it. So the fund always has some money in it, but I'm spending or taking some of that money out. That's FTX. This is becoming should I say epidemic, pandemic? I don't know the proper word, but it's the same thing as FTX, same thing as Hawk, all that stuff. Same as Bernie Madoff from back in the day. Basically, it's the digital version of the Bernie Madoff stuff. You have a fund, and in this case, it's a coin called Libra, and you have a fund. And I'm just going to not talk about Libra for a second, but just in general, if you had a fund, you have $1 million in it, you're spending some, you're taking it out. That's not your money to spend, but you're getting investors that keep putting money in. What happens with these are kind of like souvenir coins, by the way, from back in the day. That's how silly this stuff is. This stuff is really, if you wanted to explain it to someone, it's almost like a souvenir coin. Like a coin that it's not worth anything, but you're hoping that it does become worth something. So you shouldn't, I understand people said they were upset that they invested in this and lost basically all their money, like almost instantly, but it's a souvenir coin. How can you complain when you're like, it's almost like you go to the amusement park and you pay to get that crushed coin. You're not expecting it to be worth anything. If you put $100 in there and you crush a penny and you think it's going to be worth something, I really don't think there's anything to regulate there. You got what you wanted. You do have your souvenir coin. Let's get back to this Bitcoin guy and let's hear from an expert.
And then I'm going to show you one catalyst where if this happens, then we're going to get Bitcoin going to over $1 million. Now, I know you think I'm clickbaiting you, or that maybe I've drank the Kool-Aid, but the story goes something along these lines.
I think what he's saying is that these scams are going to force people to the most real of the Bitcoins. These aren't even Bitcoins. They're just scams, basically.
And so there is a Senator Rand Paul, and what he's saying is he wants Fort Knox to be audited. Now, what is Fort Knox? Fort Knox is where the majority of the US's gold is actually housed. And he's calling for an audit of Fort Knox. Now, if Fort Knox actually gets audited and there's any shenanigans, any gold bars missing, then that'll be the big moment for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin could go to as high as $1 million a coin. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to show you why this is possibly the worst time in the crypto cycle to capitulate and to exit, and why this catalyst, just this catalyst, And I'm going to show you 3 other catalysts, but just this catalyst alone will take us up to $1 million on Bitcoin, and I'm not exaggerating. So stay tuned. And if that sounds good to you, let's do this.
Yeah, this is a side of YouTube I go to every once in a while for, yeah, these are more crypto guys. I go to the investment side, the financial side of YouTube. I haven't really done a lot of streams at all on this side of the YouTube.
It's been a terrible, terrible, terrible time in crypto. I get friends, I've got people texting me all day long, telling me how they're out, they're never coming back, they used to love crypto, they hate crypto, they've been liquidated, they've been rinsed on memes, they've been rinsed on rug pulls, they just hate this place. And I agree, it hasn't been a very cool place, but this is part of the cycle. This is part of the crypto cycle. And if you are playing in the wrong coins, if you are still playing in the meme coins, if you are still playing in those areas, then you're definitely going to get dragged. But I do think that this capitulation may be close to the end of the capitulation. And I'm going to show you 3 or 4 things that are actually happening right now, not things that are going to be happening in a long time. Things that are happening right now, which may just show you that the cycle is actually turning. So you want to listen to the show. You want to listen to the show. If that sounds good to you, if that sounds good to you, if it doesn't, feel free to leave now. If that sounds good to you, then number 1, subscribe to the channel. I'm not verifying that it's me. You know it's me. Subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, what I need you to do is I need you to obliterate the like button. Let's destroy the like button. Let's get everybody here. I'm going to bring you
Let me set out what happened in case you're not following it, that I found out yesterday, but this started on Valentine's Day. So Argentine President Javier Milei, who I have talked about on this channel, if you search, should be able to find a video where I actually broke down my concerns. I haven't followed him closely. Some libertarians have told me that he has had some wins. I'm not able to articulate that. So I can go before he kind of got going, my take on him as why I don't support him. But here's what the story is. So I'm not surprised by this by any means. Javier Milei is facing allegations right now of fraud related to the promotion of this cryptocurrency, Libra. I'm not talking to Todd now. That was old. Okay. So let me go ahead and play some more of this crypto bro here.
An amazing high alpha full show. I promise you're going to feel better by the end of the show. We're going to go through all the facts. We're going to do everything. Someone says sound does not sound good. Well, I mean, does it sound? How does just put your thumbs up if the sound sounds good? I think it sounds good to me. I mean, I'm hearing it here in my ear. I'm hearing it here. Someone says fix the sound. It's only one guy. Yeah, I think it's you, bro. I think it's you. Someone says look at the bubbles. Let's look at the bubbles. I did actually see the bubbles. The bubbles are green again. The bubbles are green again. And I'll show you. It's actually certain bubbles that are green. It's not lots of bubbles that are green. It's certain bubbles that are green. I want to talk about those green bubbles because everything is actually in the bubbles and in the charts. So listen, without further ado, you smash the like button. I bring you alpha. Let's talk about what happened this weekend. I mean, it's not even this weekend. It's actually this month. You've had 5 rug pulls in the trenches, if you want to call it that, in the last month. The first one you had Trump coin, then you had Melania coin, then you had CZ launching test coin, TST coin, then you've got the Central African Republican coin, and then you've got this weekend's disaster, which is this coin called Libra. Now, what is Libra? Libra is a meme coin that was launched, I want to say by the Argentinian government, but it's not the Argentinian government. It was launched on behalf of or for, and it says, this was actually tweeted by Javier Milei, who's the president of Argentina. And he says, I'm going to read you the translation. Liberal Argentina grows. This private project will focus on encouraging the growth of the Argentine economy, funding small businesses and Argentinian ventures. The world wants to invest in Argentina. And he dropped the contract for a meme coin. And when he dropped the contract for that meme coin, the meme coin went to a $4.5 billion market cap. But then a few minutes later, insiders started selling. And you could see that the insiders started selling and they started to pull out. They pulled out over $100 million and the token crashed over 100%. And then what happened was Javier Milei deleted the original tweet. And now he's in a whole lot of hot water, because the first thing is he published a tweet over here which said, a few hours ago, I posted a tweet, as I have so many other times, supporting a supposed...
He's breaking it down really well here. I'm going to have to be back and forth, so I'm back for a little bit here. But what we're doing is we're covering Javier Milei. If you are just joining, just trying to figure out what's going on. I've heard the news, I've read the news, and I'm trying to absorb it here.
Private enterprise with which I obviously have no connection whatsoever. I was not aware of the details of the project, and after having become aware of it, I decided not to continue spreading the word. That is why I deleted the tweet. To the filthy rats of the political caste who want to take advantage of the situation to do harm, I want to say that every day they confirm how vile politicians are, and they increase our conviction to kick them in the ass. And what he's referring to is, when politicians saw this, they actually mounted legal action against Javier Milei, and at the moment he's actually charged with fraud over the Libra scandal. Meanwhile, what you have is a whole lot of retail investors who have actually been wiped as a result of just
to be clear, I am not supporting or being against him being arrested or whatever they're being charged. I don't know the details there, other than reading these articles and the same stuff you're hearing here. I'm trying to figure out, so I do not have a take on how much culpability, what's the deal, all of that. I'm trying to figure that out.
Another rug in the trenches. As I said, it is the 5th rug in the trenches this month.
I do know that these are rug pulls, that's for sure. I do know that this is my opinion, that these are scams. Gary D. Lester said, if you are speculating, you are gambling. The idea of getting rich by investing is bullshit. Investing is a way to protect and grow wealth you already have. I agree with that statement 100%. He said, Ked's Dead said, damn, you can't trust these libertarians, can you? No, don't do that. I can't. I have no retort. Let's get back to the clip. Thanks, Ked's Dead. I got no retort, nothing to say against that by any means. Yo, what's up? Haven't talked to you, Screwed Up, in a minute. Yeah, if you lose all your money gambling, then you lose all your money gambling. Maybe you shouldn't be gambling.
So you had Trump, if you want to call it a rug, Melania, TST. I would argue that CZ's dog Broccoli is also a rug, Central African Republic, and now you've got Libra, all in the trenches, and all actually completely extractive to the crypto community, right? So they are completely extractive to the crypto community, because all these meme coins are doing is they're taking money from otherwise would be utility token investors, or otherwise would be Bitcoin token investors, and they are moving that into the hands of insiders, because that's all these meme coins have actually become. They've become like vessels for money laundering. And for siphoning money out of retail investors. That's pretty much what's going on.
Oh, on mute.
Yeah,
on mute.
Let's just quickly look at who is behind the...
My bad. On mute. I got. But no, what I'm saying is, I was talking about comparing this to Trump, Melania, and Haktua girl. Trump and Melania, I believe there's the biggest difference that I could see, and I have a whole chart breaking it down. I'm trying to figure out what's the difference between these. Trump and Melania have what I believe is a 3-month vesting, meaning they couldn't sell. They couldn't pull the rug for at least 3 months. And let's see what that happens. Is that just going to delay the rug being pulled out in 3 months, or what's going to happen? So let's get back to the clip here.
Project. As I said, it was a project that was for or on behalf of the Argentinian people. Obviously, Javier Milei didn't go into pump fund and actually launch a token. The guys that did launch a token, or the guy that did launch a token, or has come forward, is this guy called Hayden. Okay, now you got to hear this guy. Like, you've got to hear this guy. Let me see. Can you hear me? Yeah, wait. Let me get you guys sound, because we need to get.
Yeah, I don't hear Javier. He's gonna get his audio on, but how does Javier Milei get involved with this?
We need to get sound just so that you guys can hear this. This is super important. We will get sound today. I'm sure we'll get sound. So, do we have sound now?
I've had tons of crazy text messages on my phone. I'm here to set the record straight, both because there were things that were in and out of my control. I was only a part of what's happened with Libra, but also I want to just shed a little bit more light and let you guys at least see my face, because a lot of people that have been involved with this launch have gone either silent or are nowhere to be found. And I want to make sure there's A, accountability, and B, a structure going forward so that people don't feel screwed over. And I do believe there's actually an amazing way forward if people are open to it. Before I say anything else, I am indeed Javier Milei's advisor. Obviously, I think most of you guys have seen that either on Twitter or some form of social media. I am working with him and his team on much bigger tokenization and really cool stuff.
The volume's low. He said he's an advisor to Javier Milei. So there's a lot to really look in here. When we're talking about using Bitcoin as currency, it's not meme coin. So I don't know. And Javier Milei is, I don't know if he has a master's or what. I have to look that up. He's an economist. So there's no way he doesn't know what's happening here. This is a troubling development. This is a very, very troubling development. And why do I care? Because the reason why I care is because I'm seeing this pattern with FTX and everything I broke down. And then now we see Trump do it and Melania do it. And I know there's a twist on theirs, but I'm like, where are we going with this? I'm not looking for regulation or anything like that at this point. I don't think there is a reason for, but we should be talking about this and we shouldn't be letting it go like it's no big deal.
In Argentina, and I absolutely back him. What happened with Libra, I think there's many things I could say. There's only certain elements that I could control the launch. Definitely things didn't go according to plan.
What?
But rather than share all the details right now, because it's going to be a much longer video, it's going to be.
So long story short, this is the guy that's actually come out. His name is Hayden. He's come out on this statement. He also went on to CoffeeZilla's podcast. And on CoffeeZilla's podcast, the content that came out of there was absolutely crazy. The first thing is he talks about how this token was sniped. He started complaining about the snipers. He also mentioned, he admitted all these things. I guess he didn't speak to a lawyer before he went onto this. And he admitted a whole lot of things. Like, for one, he admits that he is now in control of $100 million that was extracted from the project. Believe it or not, like, this guy came out on CoffeeZilla show and basically said, yeah, we have got $100 million that we extracted from this project. He also said that he paid Dave Portnoy. Not only did he give him a whole lot of tokens, but he actually refunded the money that Dave Portnoy lost out of his own cash, basically, right?
Oh my!
And so a whole lot of these things. But then he also admitted that he was involved in the Melania token. You'd never believe what this guy came out with.
This is a bit of a sensitive topic, but I have to ask because, this is part of what my story is about. A lot of people have linked you to the Melania launch, and that is a big question on everyone's mind, mine especially, which is, were you part of the Melania launch, and was that sniped as well?
This is crazy. You're gonna hear this. This is crazy.
I mean, look, I think that I told you like beforehand before this started. I'm happy to share the truth, but you're asking a question that's it's just, I'll answer, but it's factually going to put me into a lot of danger, which is fine. I'll answer. I was part of it. I think
so. Now we're starting to realize
to snipe it.
Now we're starting to realize that it's the same cabal that's behind Melania. It's the same cabal.
I had no idea. I'm behind the news on this. I was already comparing them. I had no idea there was a connection. My goodness.
That's behind the Trump coin. It's the same cabal that's behind the Libra coin. And you see that they got a whole lot of. As I said, he did admit that he's got $100 million. The people that are behind this are the same people that are in bed with Dave Portnoy and a whole
I
lot of
told you I
others.
had a wild story. So the thing launches. And hey,
Then all of a sudden, everybody starts panicking. Insiders started selling, and they started to pull out. They pulled out this token was sniped. He started complaining about the snipers. He also mentioned, he admitted all these things. I guess he didn't speak to a lawyer before he went onto this, and he admitted a whole lot of things. Like, for one, he admits that he is now in control of $100 million that was extracted from the project. Believe it or not, like, this guy came out on CoffeeZilla show and basically said, yeah, we have got $100 million that we extracted from this project. He also said that he paid Dave Portnoy. Not only did he give him a whole lot of tokens, but he actually refunded the money that Dave Portnoy lost out of his own cash, basically, right? And so a whole lot of these things. But then he also admitted that he was involved in the Melania token. You'd never believe what this guy came out with.
This is a bit of a sensitive topic, but I have to ask because, this is part of what my story is about. A lot of people have linked you to the Melania launch, and that is a big question on everyone's mind, mine especially, which is, were you part of the Melania launch, and was that sniped as well?
This is crazy. You're gonna hear this. This is crazy.
I mean, look, I think that I told you like beforehand before this started. I'm happy to share the truth, but you're asking a question that's it's just, I'll answer, but it's factually going to put me into a lot of danger, which is fine. I'll answer. I was part of it. I think
so. Now we're starting to realize
to snipe it
that it's the same cabal that's behind Melania. It's the same cabal that's behind the Trump coin. It's the same cabal that's behind the Libra coin. And you see that they got a whole lot of. As I said, he did admit that he's got $100 million. The people that are behind this are the same people that are in bed with Dave Portnoy and a whole lot of others.
I told you I had a wild story. So the thing launches, and Hayden is like, you're in the ledger. You're in the marketing program that we built for this. And he's like, sends me, I think it was 6 million coins, something like that. Maybe 6.5. I forget what it was. And again, I wasn't overly surprised that I got the coins because he told me I was in the plan. So he does that, and I'm getting ready to tweet like, hey, this is a great launch. Milei is a great launch. Great launch.
Why are there so many of these type of people involved? What the hell is going on?
Get ready to tweet it, this, that, the other thing. And I send it to Hayden, and I'm like, this is what I'm going to say. I'm proud to be part of this project. I like what he's doing in Argentina. I bought a lot of my own, but they also gave me coins. And he's like, you can't say that they gave that we gave you the coins. I'm like, what do you mean? I have to say that. He's like, well, no, then it seems like you're an insider. And I think we got confused. Like, I knew about it before. Whatever the case, they're like, no, you can't say that we gave you coins. I'm like, well, I can't accept coins if you don't fucking let me say you gave me coins and I'm part of the project. So
I think you're starting to understand what's going on. It's like the inside of the cabal, and they're launching these coins, and these coins are absolutely destructive for the space. They're sucking money out of retail investors. Many retail investors are getting wrecked. All the retail investors that come here to try and make fortunes, they don't understand how the game is played. They're not as smart as we are. They're the guys that think that this is a fair game, and they're getting their asses whipped whenever they come into crypto. And that's the reality of what's going on here. And now what's happening as a result of all of this is that people are angry. Okay, like we have people very fucking angry. Okay, and who are they angry at? Well, the first thing is they are angry at Solana. everybody is now angry at Solana because Solana is the chain where there's only meme coins. And now everybody's angry at meme coins. They're angry at Solana. They're angry at Jupiter. You can see that Jupiter's also down slightly. They came out with the statement saying, look, we're only the casino. We don't know what people launch. We don't really care what people launch. We're just a facilitator. People are angry at meme coins. Meme coins are ruining crypto. And I think, to be honest, I actually agree with the statement, and we'll talk about that in a second. People are angry with the cycle. They're angry. They're saying 2021 bull market was way better. There were less tokens. Every decent altcoin was pumping. There was a lot of DeFi innovation. There was a lot of long-term investing that it used to pay off. But this cycle is different. This cycle it's all about memes, and people are very, very angry. Cousin Crypto says there's actually zero chance of an alt season. The lifespan of a coin is now 1 to 14 hours. People are really, really, really angry. And I must say, on some points, I actually agree with them. So I think let's just break it down. First of all, as it comes to memes, for a long time that I've said that
they tried to do those goofy ass NFTs. They tried to years ago now, what is it, 2 years or so ago, they tried to do, and when I say they, just generally people tried to do these goofy ass NFTs. That's what they wanted to do with these NFTs. The same thing that they're doing with these. What is the meme? What is this? How are we allowing this? It's literally theft. And this is what you let the FTX stuff go, and we get this kind of stuff daily. I don't even understand how this is happening.
Memes have become extractive. Initially, I thought memes were very fun, and they were very good fun in the beginning. But then I've said it for a long time. Memes have become extractive. They take money out of crypto. They take money out of people that come here with good intentions to make money and to invest, and they move it to the hands of the cabal. This is why, to be honest, as I said to you before, I've exited all the memes. We stopped running the meme coin shows. It just doesn't interest me anymore. These memes don't interest me anymore because they're all actually extractive. None of them are actually accretive. None of them actually are here to add value. This whole narrative of like, oh, we're going to convert attention, it's garbage. It's just a way to get money from retail investors into meme coin holders' hands. I don't agree with any of this. I don't agree if there's many good ones around. I must say I'm also a little bit disappointed with CZ. I mean, I know he's pushing for his chain, and he's trying to get the chain, but I mean, I think this is, to be honest, stooping pretty low at this stage of the cycle, knowing how people are actually getting rinsed. And you can see that even people that went into this coin was at 300 million, and now it is at 100 million. This guy says coins I would suggest you not buy. Coins launched by countries, presidents, coins named after people's pet. Coin, basically, don't buy meme coins. That's pretty much what this guy's talking about. People are also angry. I mean, before we talk about that, I say that I do think in the beginning meme coins were absolutely amazing, and I think that what meme coins did was they helped us show that we could create new value, new digital value, and trade new digital value in crypto. And they helped us to stress test certain chains and to fix certain things that were broken on chains and to create certain tools that would help us with other on-chain transactions. And I think to that end, meme coins were extremely, extremely positive. And you can see that there's been many applications that have been built that actually create a lot of revenue out of on-chain trading. Phantom, Photon, Bullix, Dexcelerate, Maestro, Moonshot, BananaBot. Okay, all these things are very, very, very good. These were all built because of meme coins. And what meme coins are is meme coins are a proxy for investing in on-chain tokens. But I think meme coins themselves are the wrong place to do it. And yes, of course, we did launch some meme coins in the beginning. Remember, we gave all of our meme coins away. We never made any money on those meme coins. We just sent them all away to the community. And I realized how this game works. And since then, that's why I've been saying these meme coins are extractive. They're not accretive. It's not a good place to be actually putting your money. And that's exactly why we went more onto AI agents, more onto value, etc., etc. The other place where people are very angry is people are angry at Solana. And they're basically now saying, look, Solana is a chain which is a chain which is built only around meme coins. It's all about meme coin trading. And you can see that this is the chart of Sol versus ETH. Sol itself is trading at $184. Remember that usually when Bitcoin's at 2,000 at 97,000, This would probably be trading at about $200. A lot of people are now saying that Sol has topped. You had Alex Becker saying, I'm fully out of Sol, all in on ETH, fuck my life. Also Cardano, real world assets is going to be a power narrative. ETH, Cardano, XRP have the power here. Cardano has most upside up. I mean, I don't know about, I don't know how to even read this, because I don't know if he's actually even being serious. That's how ridiculous I think it is. Someone says, reducing my Sol exposure, too many potential fallouts with a story around Libra and how protocols could be involved. Solana is not involved in this in this thing. This is people launching tokens on Solana, and it's got nothing to do with the main chain. So this guy's also exiting. Someone says Sol is done. Pump.fund wrecked 96% of gamblers. The last 4% were wrecked by Trump, Melania, Car, which is a Central African coin, Hawk, Hoktwa, and Libra. Time to move on to something. He says some thing. We're talking about ETH, something better. This Run XPT says, I was pretty loud Sol bull, but seeing how the leadership just turns a blind eye to the massive allegations of Meteora AG team being involved in straight up 9 to 10 figures ragging. I mean, these people are all complaining, but actually aren't these people all here because they wanted free and fair finance where anyone could do whatever they wanted on a chain with low fees? Isn't that why what we all want in crypto? And now they get it, and people get drugged by individuals, and they start blaming and calling that, oh no, this is the protocol's fault. This is not the protocol's fault. And the truth is, it could have happened on any protocol, and it only happened on Solana because Solana was the fastest and cheapest protocol. And I know that a lot of people are now angry at Solana, and I know that a lot of them are now even, you'll even see that over the weekend on D-Bridge, money started moving out of Solana to Ethereum, to Arbitrum, to a whole lot of others. People are angry at Solana, but it's bullshit. And the reason why I say it's bullshit is because this happened on the cheapest and fastest chain, and the only chain that could actually handle this kind of volume. And all the tools are now built on Solana. And as much as you want to blame meme coins and what's happening on meme coins of Solana, it's garbage. The reality is that Solana is not only about meme coins. Everything is being built on Solana. DeFi is being built on Solana. RWAs are being built on Solana. Deepen is being built on Solana. P2P mapping networks, mobile networks, GPU rendering, robotics, on-chain order books, AI agents are all being built on Solana, right? So it's these people that are fudding Solana at the moment. They've also found a way to bring in the unlocks. You know, there's a lot of Solana. There's $7.5 billion worth of Solana unlocks happening in the next couple of months. And I agree, there is $7.5 billion of Sol unlocking in the next couple of months. But those are actually all priced in, right? That's actually all priced in. So I do think that all this FUD against Solana is people that are angry. And I don't think that we've seen a Solana top here. I don't think we've seen a Solana top for the thing. I do think that right now, when you're talking about the chain with the most users, the chain with the most ability to extract value, the chain with the fastest transactions, the chain with the most retail investors on it, it definitely remains Solana on all accounts. And whether it's going to be meme coins, or whether it's going to be AI agents, or whether it's going to be social currencies, or whatever it is, whatever it is, right now Solana is that leading chain, right? It is that leading chain. I do say though that maybe this has given people a wake-up call. And the wake-up call is saying, look, let's stop looking at meme coins. These meme coins shouldn't be here anymore. These meme coins are extractive. Let's start looking at better applications. And now I see that a lot of people are starting to put their eyes on Ethereum. So you can see when you look at the prices, you see that ETH is at 2.8 and Solana is at 184. And what that shows you is that money is actually flowing out of Solana into ETH. And that's maybe a very good thing for the rest of the cycle, because what it feels like is where people who came here for the quick money, people who came here for the meme coins, they have actually been flushed out. They're gone. They're not here anymore. I can tell you, I speak to a lot of people. I've been getting a whole lot of phone calls and messages from people. They've asked me not to play them on air. I actually asked one or two of them for permission to play the messages on air, and they kind of said, look, don't play it on air. Someone says, is his background a green screen? No, I'm in a hotel, bro. I'm in a hotel. If you guys can guess in the comments which hotel I'm at. Let's see if you can guess. Let's see who can guess. Let's see who gets it right. Anyway, so the good thing is that what you can see is that now money is starting to flow into ETH-related projects. So ETH-related project, Sonic, EVM-related project up to 60 cents. You've got Aave up 9%, 10%, almost 10% today. If I go into the next one, I think you've got Eigenlayer also flying today. You've got Eigenlayer flying today. You've got, believe it or not, meme coins on base actually flying today. Pendle starting to fly today. Curve up 7% today. And so what you can see is that money is starting to flow out of Solana and actually starting to flow into ETH, which is, I would say, it's a good sign. And why do I think it's a good sign? Not because I think that at all anything is wrong with Solana. I don't think anything's wrong with Solana. In fact, I think the next craze will also happen on Solana, because right now we do need a blockchain that is fast, cheap, has access to capital, has on-ramps, has off-ramps. And right now the truth is, if you're playing in that game, it's Solana, it's maybe Sui, maybe Aptos. But again, Aptos doesn't have enough applications. Sui is getting enough applications, but doesn't really have enough. And so I do think that this Solana fund is very, very, very much overplayed. And this may be actually an opportunity to actually start buying Solana. And I've said that to you guys before. I wonder if we can go back to the Sol ETH chart, because here we go. So I said it to you guys here. I don't know if you remember this candle over here. And I said to you, that's peak FUD. I'm actually going to do the same thing now. And I'm going to draw a circle here. I don't know exactly where it'll happen, but somewhere around this circle, we're going to get, I think in time, what we're going to realize is that this was peak FUD. And I think that the reality is that there is a danger. The one danger to Sol is that governments actually start banning people launching tokens. So whether it's AI agent tokens, I think the SEC may come out with something and say, look, we can't carry on with this fuckery anymore. We need to be able to deal with anyone who launches value, and there needs to be some kind of regulation. So keep your eyes on that. But in the meantime, again, I'm circling the FUD here. I'm saying this is peak FUD for Solana. I'm also happy for ETH. I'm very happy for ETH. ETH now starting to get a little bit of traction. That's okay. At least something starting to happen for ETH. I did also say earlier that people are angry with the cycle, and I don't blame them. And I think the reason why I don't blame them is because max pain in this cycle is when Bitcoin moves sideways, like you see Bitcoin moving sideways over here, and people not getting the altcoin gain. So if you look at Bitcoin and you look at this range that Bitcoin's been in, I don't think that Bitcoin's been in such a tight range. I don't actually recall a period where Bitcoin has traded in such a tight range. You've got Bitcoin trading at 96,500 for days and days and days. It doesn't move up, and it doesn't move down below that 96,500. While at the same time, traders are getting wrecked in the entire ecosystem. You're getting traders that are actually getting wrecked. Even my friend Elio, this is the guy who, he's a shitcoin maximalist like I am. Like he's one of us, and he's not talking about going back into 80% into Bitcoin, ETH, Coinbase, MicroStrategy, and he even says, I'm out of this one for a bit, out of Solana for a bit. So I even think that this is in a way a kind of capitulation, although Elio is a perma bull and he's a great guy. I just think that what you can see is the sentiment here. You can say Axel Bitplay says retail is wrecked, sentiment is at its worst, and alts have been bleeding for months, but this feels like the start, like a setup than the end, with a key catalyst lining up. And I actually want to talk to you about some of those key catalysts that are absolutely lining up at the moment that I don't think the market is actually seeing, right? I do think that the cycle actually moves something like this. Speculative bullshit, down, hate, and then real fundamental in the next part of the cycle. So I do think that this is actually what happens. And I think that what this meme coin capitulation is doing is it's moving people back into quality. It's moving people into tokens where they think that there's actually a future, instead of playing these extractive meme coins that I don't believe at all are going to add much value. But I do think that a lot of people are capitulating, and the people that are actually capitulating now, I think that they're capitulating at the worst time. And I'll tell you why I think it's the worst time. Number one, I think the sentiment now is the worst that the sentiment has been in a long time. I don't know about your timeline, but my timeline is terrible. People are fighting. People are salty. I want to show you something just to show you how salty people actually are. So I dropped a video on the weekend. The video on the weekend was this video over here. So it was a video which basically said, hey guys, we can make $500 for free, but you have to do it by the end of the weekend. Now, what this is, it was a limited time promotion that was given by one of our exchange partners, which was Weex. Weex is a derivatives exchange. And what they were doing was they were providing $220 of free value to anyone that signed up. And if you go to the comments here, people are like, this guy's down so bad, he needs to promote scams, no paid ads, misleading gains, genuinely so sick of these dudes chilling. You can see that the sentiment is bad. The reality is, guys, we make money as a channel by promoting exchanges. This time an exchange gave you an opportunity to get $500 that you wouldn't have got. And a lot of people actually did claim the $500. For those of you who still want to claim it, I said it's only going to be going till the end of the weekend. We're extending it for 48 hours, and I'll tell you why we're extending it. The reason why we're extending it is because most people don't know that they had to go to the reward center to actually claim their reward. So what do? If you want to claim your reward, it's very simple. You go to the link at the bottom over here. You go to this link over here. Claim. Okay, so if you look at this link over here.
Nah, bro, I'm good. Good stuff though. Good stuff. My boss called me, so it's like, oh damn. I'm in the middle of a live. I'll holler back now. I was about to tell my boss, I'm in the middle of a live, man. I got some stuff to cover. I'll holler back at you. Nah, I can't pay the bills off of it, but I'm interested in it. But what the hell? What the hell? Wait, so what happened with the I'm just jumping back into my own live. Like, what the hell? So the dude who was an advisor to Javier Milei is also involved in the Melania one, and the Melania one was built different. So let's look at this. I'm looking up, doing searching on this. If you don't know, we're talking about Javier Milei and what kind of stuff he got into. I'm not making any accusations at this point because I don't know enough to even know what's going on. So Hayden Mark Davis, this is exclusive via middlemaga.com, the middlemaga.com network, sourced by decrypt.co and other sources like beatencrypto.com. Hayden Mark Davis, a key figure, linking the two projects between Libra and Melania. That's another kind of coin thing that was happening, and I was very much against. So this person admitted to orchestrating both the Libra. Hayden Mark Davis admitted to orchestrating both the Libra meme coin and the Melania meme coin. This is a transfer of wealth to the David Portnoys of the world from, some people do have money who are gambling in here, but from scrubs, basically. That is one of the most anti-populist things you can do, is to do something and launch it with the goal of sucking money from the population. Populism is distributing power to as many people as possible. This is sucking up power. That's all currency represents, to a small group of people. In a recorded interview that you just heard some of today, earlier in this live, Hayden Mark Davis openly took credit for the planning and execution of both token launches, indicating he had an active role in each project's inception and rollout. So I want to hear from Trump. I want to hear from Melania. Or not, I'm sorry, not Melania. About Melania. The name of the meme coin is Melania. I don't think she knows anything what's going on. She's being used here. Or this is what it looks like. Because the Trump one the rug didn't get pulled out of that one yet. And I don't know if it will be. This makes him one of the only known individuals with direct involvement in both the Libra and Melania token launches. So the next thing I have is the Kelsier team, I don't know how to pronounce that, Market Maker Group. The same team of insiders appears to have been behind both tokens. Investigators and on-chain analysts uncovered that the market-making entity for Libra also handled the Melania coin. Blockchain researcher Chaofan Shu pointed out that Libra's market maker, operating in Delhi. Oh, man. That kind of connects to the H-1B stuff, I guess, at least tangentially, was also involved in Melania's launch. So this blockchain researcher pointed out that Libra's market maker group operating from New Delhi, or Delhi, I guess is it not New Delhi anymore, was also involved in Melania's launch. The group referred to as the Kelsier, I don't know how to pronounce it, so that sounds stupid, but I just don't know what it is the entity that Davis was associated with. According to KIP Protocol's CEO Julian Puh, Kelsier was responsible for Libra's token launch as the project's market maker. I have to learn how to pronounce this because the name's coming up. I don't know what's happening, y'all. I'm just on a live trying to figure it out. I don't know what's happening. I have no idea what's happening, but this is something bigger, man. Let's see here. Oh, okay, this is let's look at the CoffeeZilla joint for a second. I just want to see how to pronounce the name. Somebody tell me how to pronounce the name. Let's get into the CoffeeZilla joint. I don't think he copyrights.
It's 48 hours I've been investigating the Argentinian meme coin disaster known as Libra. If you don't know, the president of Argentina posted publicly supporting this meme coin, and subsequently it is.
I love the comment from Gary D. Lester, commenting from Rumble. Shout out to the Rumble people streaming on Rumble. I can't see the numbers on Rumble, but the comments flow through. Shout out to StreamYard for making that happen. StreamYard did a little pop-up, I digress for a second, and said they're working on getting the comments straight up on the video like they do with the I actually downloaded it. I forgot the real name of the podcast, the podcasting streaming stuff. People use StreamYard because it's easier and it's easier to do guests and stuff. But Gary says when the headquarters is in New Delhi, it's legit. So I got about 10 minutes. I'm going to let this go for 10 minutes.
It's all crashed, and people have wondered where the money is, with $100 million seeming to go missing. Now, I've been in touch with the key players in this, trying to get answers. And what you're about to hear is an hour-long interview with Hayden Davis, who is the main guy behind the launch and a lot of the token decisions. He currently sits with $100 million in his possession that he's trying to find out what to do with. You will discover through the course of this call that it is not the first time we have been talking. I have been trying to communicate with him for, as I said, the last 24 to 48 hours. And this is not the interview for pushing from my view, because I wanted to get information. I feel like the biggest thing we're missing is answers. And so
things. One of the issues with Libra things.
So I wanted to give him the chance to.
I don't blame him at all for this intro, because a lot of times people don't understand. I have the bra on here to get information from him. It's not to have a fight with him. People don't understand that sometimes. And it just depends on what the interview is. So let's get into it.
Things. One of the issues with Libra and what we
wait,
try
hold
and
on.
avoid.
I just want to know, can we consider this part on the record? Because I don't want to include the stuff about, all that kind of stuff. That's not anyone's business. I appreciate you sharing that context. The Libra stuff is sort of the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to talk about.
The Libra stuff is fine. The Libra stuff is fine.
Okay, go ahead.
So one of the issues with Libra, right? I mean, there's so many details in this story, but one of the issues with Libra is when you launch on Meteora, right? And you're trying to avoid all these snipers. There's this whole context around shitloads of insiders. That's not what's going on. What's going on is you have these, I don't know how they're doing it, but these expert snipers, guys that are clipping 1.7, 2 million, 800,000, 1.2 million into the charts. And then what you have is because on big launches, all this volume is going to come in. And then you're like, fuck, this guy, at one point, one of the top wallets, which for some reason still hasn't sold a bunch. I don't understand why, but had $57 million, right? And had a 5 billion market cap, or 4.5, which is what,
this is almost like a different language. I got to be out. This is going to be, this was bigger than I even thought it was, man. I thought this was some niche caring about Argentina. I knew it tied into the other stuff, but because you have to talk about the snipers, and I'm not an expert. I've looked into some of this stuff, though. I still don't have the visual picture of like what's happening. But what he's saying is there's people who have bots, basically. This is AI. The snipers aren't really people. You can have a bot do these actions for you quickly. So you're in, you're out. And you know, I don't know how they're doing it, what the deal is, how the setup is, but I'm gonna have to. Thanks, Gary. I'm gonna end this one and start up another one when I have time to unpack this. I had no idea it was gonna get this crazy.
The next clip is ready below. Welcome to After Show Carnage.